Okay, good afternoon, or not good evening yet, to Boris and Boris Aberšek, Professor Boris Aberšek from University of Maribor in Slovenia, and he is going to present for us some interesting, I hope, interesting issues, and so I would say burning issues related to transformation in education or educational transformation for next generation. Professor Boris Aberšek is well-known professor and scholar in Slovenia, and not only in Slovenia. We are collaborating for many years with Boris and his team, his colleagues too. And as I already mentioned for my students, that Professor Boris Aberšek has 2 PhD degrees, if I remember well, one in PhD in mechanic engineering, and another one PhD in philosophy, PhD in education. This is really good combination, and at least from my point of view. Please, Boris, now it's your time.
Okay, thank you for this nice invitation. Thank you that's giving me opportunity to share some let's say knowledge, some ideas with you and with your student, and I'm really honest to be the part of this presentation. So dear colleagues, dear students, I will talking about let's say 2 things. I will the first talk about what will happen with education in the future. And then I will connect this with how the human are changing in this period. So I will put two general premises. Or I will start with 2 general premises, 2 fundamental starting premises about education, and that is that education, that the school is really a school for life. So we somehow learn in some laboratory places what will happen in real life. And the second thesis, the second premises will be also that the life, the society, the humans or the generation are changing faster and more drastically. So that is through all the period of human development, because we all know that the society are changing quite fast and quite often. So if we start with the first premises that the school is school for real life, what mean in this context real life? What is real life? What we must to learn in the school that we can use when we go out and when we finish this school. And of course, what mean real life for education? We said the real life is more or less connected with transformation of society. It's more or less somehow connected with technological development, but how this real life influence on the school, or how this real life influence on the education. So if we start with the first premises, that we must learn the student, we must learn how to exist in this society, in this real life, but also very important for the school is that everything is safe, that nobody be somehow get some injuries in this process of education and of school. So the fact of education, we can set they go in the three direction. The first, the school or the teacher loses the role of knowledge transmitter, because we all know knowledge is today nothing that we can't reach in any moment. We all have the phone, we all have the Google, and whenever we would like to get some information, to get some knowledge, we can get it on our hands. So it's not important that we are storage all knowledge in our head, because we have some external disk, we have some external knowledge, so we can recall this knowledge in any moment wherever we like. And that could be also the problem for the teaching, for the school, because in the previous time, in the old system, in the old school, I don't know, 1.0, the teacher is the man who have the knowledge, who transmit the knowledge from the teacher to the student, and the student have an opportunity to check if it's true what you are telling or it's not. And the third premise is, the third fact is that technology is losing the role of motivation per se. So, few years ago or few decades ago, when we start using ICT in the school, if you put computer in front of the student, everything is okay. Oh, we are motivating, we are working, we are doing whatever the teacher said. But today, this technology or this computer is no more motivating fact as such. So the second thesis is that the school is going or undergoing drastic changes, at the least of two key reasons. We can say because technological possibilities allow us to take completely different approaches. We are using, or we must to use different strategies, how to motivate students, how to transmit knowledge, how to working with the students. It's more or less today, it's no more possible this way of behavioristical method of teaching, so that teacher just send the knowledge to the student, and the student must repeat what they heard, and that's the process of getting the knowledge and evaluation of the knowledge. But we must use, different approaches, as the problem-based learning, as the research-based learning, inquiry-based learning, and so on and so on. We somehow must using technology. We was using technology as a tool, not just something that we can observe and said, wow, look at this. And of course, this technology give us also opportunity for learning and teaching. So it's no way, it's not important, it's not possible that the student don't learn something also at home. It's not the problem that the teacher giving some homework or some research work or some problem to the student, and they can observing all this. And of course, we must take into account that all these students are not like we are, or even like, like Professor Lamanauskas and me, because we are quite different generation. And we all know that, we somehow start with the Internet 1.0, and today everything, another possibilities is possible. So if we talk about your study, if we talk about the school today, if we talk today about the teacher training, system, then we must talking about tomorrow. We must talking what will happen. I don't know, next year, the next 10 year, next 14 year, and so on and so on. But we all know that future is something really, let's say, unpredictable. We don't know surely what happened tomorrow or the day after or next year and so on. But you know, in the school, we must learn how will the real life will be. We must somehow simulate, we must to predict what will happen, and we must to not no more sell the knowledge, because knowledge is changing so fast, but we must to give the students something different. And we will talk about this difference a little bit more today. And if we talking about technological facts, we must to take into account that the world is no more one. There are two worlds. We have two worlds. In one world is the world in which we are living. It's the world of all these beauties. Is the world of nature. Is the world of everything. Okay, it could be, or we must also take into account what we are doing with this word. But okay, today is not the lecture about this. But parallel for this with this word, there exists some another word. There exists some word which is more or less invisible for us. It's the word in which the, I don't know, develop different kind of intelligence. We are talking about the cyber world, and we're using this cyber more and more. We're using this cyber as synonym for the cyber security. We are talking about the cyber world in different way. And our problem in this connection between these two worlds is that, you know, the cyber world can come in our world, because the technology, the artificial intelligence and so on, they can communicate with us, we can communicate with this all, but we really don't know what happened in this cyber world, in the world of zeros and ones. And if we just look a little bit on the direction of science fiction, probably all of you, if not, please try to look some cult film Matrika. You know, they show us what will in science fiction happen with the world in which we will living in the future. And they talking what happened inside this cybernetic world. And as I said, it's really this science fiction became more and more fiction and more science, because this is some kind prediction of reality, what will happen, what could be happened in the future if something go wrong or if we are not be prepared. And if we are talking about technological possibilities or technological fact, we must also take into account there are no longer only one intelligence, our human intelligence, biointelligent, or whatever we name it. We must be aware that additionally to our, there exists also one intelligent more. That is artificial intelligence or a intelligent, or I don't know, likely name all these as artificial life of form. In our world, in this moment, exist two kind of entities, exist two kind of uh, entities. Maybe is enough good word. So in one side we are the human race, and in the opposite side it's something. Let's say let's use the word machine, intelligent machine, and this intelligent artificial life form could be in two forms. One form is that we can see, for example, machine, we can see the robot, we can see, but it's a lot of invisible artificial life form. We all know different kind of large language model. We all know Chat GPT or whatever. We know that they exist, but we don't see it. We don't see what happened. We don't have possibilities to say how they are working, what are they looking for, and so on. So we have, as I mentioned, two kind of artificial intelligence. One is invisible for us, it's without body, let's say, without entity. It's the official name is intelligent agents, as GPT, as whatever, cloud or whatever. And the opposite side, we have something that looks like human, let's say artificial life form, with the body and with the mind. And you know, the whole history of philosophical history, we always talking about the body-mind problem. How is these two things connected? What are happened in the world? How the mind exists? We would like to. The people would like to develop some artificial mind. We somehow try to put emulation on the computer of our mind, and so on and so on. So two kind, but between these two kind become more and more important. This, if we use only one word, it is the virtual, and we can talking also about the virtual life form. So the people, we all know that the most important information incoming thing is our eyes. So we get the most information from our eyes, you know. And so we must somehow to see what happened, and then we can proceed everything else. So this virtual reality or this augmented reality, Professor Lamanauskas exploring, developing different devices with artificial intelligence, with augmented reality, and so on and so on. So we would like just to give this chat some form. So everyone or most of us have some kind of virtual reality, some virtual entity in our computer. For example, I don't know, in Apple is Siri, and so on. So we would like to communicate with someone, not just to develop. So if we take these two different things, so that we don't have one word, we have two words in which we are existing. We have not one intelligent. The human is no more only intelligent entities, intelligent beings. In the world we have also artificial intelligence. Then we must somehow rethink what will happen in the future. Who are the creator of the future? Till now, the human race. We have still opportunity, we have still possibilities to change. So it depends on us which future we will create, what will be our future. It's two possibilities. One, everything will looks fine, everything will be excellent, everything will, prosperity and so on. But the second one, the second possibilities, if we look what happened in today's world, it's the question which of these two possibilities will be our future. But as I said, everything depends on us what we will do in the future. So I will oriented my presentation only what will happen with the technological transformation, and we don't have enough time, and of course we don't have enough place to discussing, to talking about what will happen with the human society, what will happen with this anthropological, sociological part of influence of technological transformation on our society. So I will just make very brief introduction about the industrial or technological revolution, and we will connect somehow this technological revolution with let's say somehow educational revolution. Okay, we all know that everything many decades before start with the steam machine, and that's the first industrial revolution. Then the scientists develop electricity and so on, and we talk about the second industrial revolution, and this technological or industrial revolution make really serious changing of society. But we will start somehow with the third industrial revolution. We can start about 1950 when the computer step somehow in our life. So the main question, or if we connect, if we look what happened with the computer, and if we look what happened with the human, let's say in last 50 years or 70 years, in last 100 years, it's not so important, that we can saw that nothing really happened with the human. Yes, we are developed, we get more knowledge, we are developing, but generally we are not much more intelligent, we are not much more bright, or if we are talking in the language of technology, our computer, our brain power is no more higher than it was in the previous time. So we somehow talking about the Flynn effect, talking about how improved worldwide IQ test performance, or what happened with the people in this from 1950 to today. If we are looking what's happened in the developing countries, yes, the people became a little bit more intelligent, a little bit more IQ are increasing and so on. But if we are talking about our world, because we are the part of the developed countries, we saw that not really happened about in this, I don't know, in this 50, 70 years. And if we're talking, if we just make some such sociological exam and said, put the question, are you very different? Are you more intelligent than your parents or your grandparents? We can say we have, or you have more information, of course. You are thinking a little bit different. But you know, according to all scientific development and all scientific knowledge, we are staying more or less at the same situation. And if we're looking from, I don't know, generation of your grandparents, and generation of your parents and your generation, it's nothing really drastically happened. But if we are looking what happened in the computer, oh yes, that computer are really changing very fast. If I remember my first computer at the Faculty of Mechanical Engineering, you know, it's one room with different technologies, you know, with different disks and I don't know, everything. And they have only 64K capabilities. You know, 64 kilobyte is today nothing because it's one file. Then you send with emails to someone and so on. But these computers are capable to do a lot of things. So if just few pictures, that's approximately computer room at our faculty. The first computer are so big, but after I don't know 60, when they start to producing PCs and different table computer and so on, this computer became really more and more possible, more and more, capable to do. You know, we don't talking about how big is the memory or whatever, but we are start talking about the MIPS, how that's mean million information per second, how fast they can producing or solving the problem. And we saw that, you know, the computer became smaller and smaller, more and more capable. And I don't know, today every, I don't know, watch or every phone is have capability of, I don't know how big computer in the previous time. So if we said, okay, but if we combine the human and computer, then we start somehow information society, which is the society of third industrial revolution. And of course, the global intelligence increasing according to Flynn effect, which we saw. Yes, the people are more intelligent somehow. If we have the phone, we have a lot of more knowledge than in the previous time. And we can start talking about the fourth industrial revolution, or we can talking about fourth industrial revolution is the name which is developed mostly in the Europe. And okay, or we can say it in the West world because it's America and so on also. The fourth industrial revolution is really technological revolution. They don't take care a lot what's happened with the human, but society 5.0, it's the Japanese equivalent about our industrial 4.0. They also take into account what happened with the society. They are talking about the different kind of society. They start with the hunting. We are at the beginning. We are the hunter. We are moving from one place to another. Then we start to developing agraria society. They stay in the same place. We're talking about the industrial society, which are start with the industrial revolution. We mentioned industrial society, and of course, the Japanese name society 5.0. They name it super smart society. What this means in the context of our very briefly diagram, you know, the human we define stay at the same level. So it's not possible that the next society, if we will be only the human society, it will be super smart society. But if we add information society, human plus computer, and we add artificial intelligence, yes, then we can really make some quantum step in another realm and said, okay, we are really more intelligent. If we are using chat, we get also all answer we can get. We can put the whatever question and so on and so on. And we somehow going in the direction of prognosis. Kurzweil is the man who in the year 2006 writes the book Singularity is Near, and they prognosis at the year 2026 the artificial intelligence will be smarter than the human intelligence, or machine will be smarter than the human. Okay, in between 2006 and 2026, let's say, somehow till 2020 said, oh, that's stupid. It's no way that computer be smarter than human. But after 2022, when we get the first chat GPT, and if we are looking how this artificial intelligence developing, it's maybe this 2026 or this artificial intelligence became really a lot of possibilities to do. But if we look on this diagram, you saw it's somehow symbolically. It's 1/3 is the human part and 2/3 is the artificial intelligence or computer part. So who are more important in this diagram for this final goal to be the super smart society? So if we would like to be the ruler of the world, the human, the fact is that education must drastically change. We must something to do if we would like to stay the most smart or the most intelligent beings in the society. So we must take into account, we must all agree that the teacher or creator of the new world, or they must to be creator of new world. It's not ideas that, I don't know, in the next 10 years, we will have the virtual teacher, we will have the hologram, virtual reality, we will have the robots and so on, It's really important that we keep the control of what happened in our world. So if we just jump through different phases about educational development. So if we talk about education 1.0, we all know that is the teacher-centered model focused on the learning process. The teacher is creator of let's say educational environment. The teacher is transferred the knowledge to the student. So it's behavioristical approach, and okay, I can say, because I'm old enough, that's more or less my school or one school before. Then education 2.0 introduced technology and collaboration. In the first education 1.0, we have, I don't know, black table, green table, at the end also the white table, the white board, not table, sorry, the white board. We can drawing whatever we would like, but we don't using a lot of technology. We have some episcope, some graphoscope. The words, they don't exist anymore in the educational milieu. Education 2.0 introducing technology and collaboration. So collaboration became more and more important. What this mean? This mean that we somehow we would like to put the student together. So we start with the collaborative teaching. We start to with different kind of project. The student can cooperate between, they somehow share the knowledge and so on. Education 3.0 focused on self-learning, interactive, digital context, which lead to today's education. Education 3.5 is somehow stop existing when the corona come. When the corona, in the corona period, we develop that what we are doing today. We develop distance learning. We develop. We are somehow pressed that we must to do something different because everything changed so fast. And of course, education 4.0 is comprehensive, adaptive, and real-world integrated approach. Education 4.0 are, of course, student-centered. The main paradigm is we must put student in the active place. So they must to not just to listen and to repeat what the teacher said, but they must to develop their own capabilities. They must to develop their own knowledge. So that's philosophy connected with the different philosophical background. And of course, education 4.0 is technology-driven framework. It's based on the technology. They are using artificial intelligence. They are using virtual reality. They are using cloud in which we can keep the knowledge. They are using personalized learning, and they foster the creation and innovation. So critical thinking, creative thinking, innovation, and so on and so on. It's the main point of education. 4.0, it's no more important to transfer knowledge. We said we all have the knowledge in one hand, but it's important to somehow to develop how to use this knowledge in proper way, how to use this knowledge to be creative, to be critical. Today we have a lot of information. Today we have a lot of different kind of knowledge, but it's really very hard to be critical to this information, to all these things. So we can somehow talking at the same time also with connected with the technological revolution, also with the educational revolution. The first revolution, let's say somehow 1950 to 1990, which mean education 1 and 2. We are using the presenter tool. We can use overhead projector. We can use also LCD projector. But you know, it's this teaching learning environment. The technology gives only some part of possibilities how to interpret the knowledge. The second educational revolution, we talk somehow from 1990 to 2020. We start talking about education 4.0, which mean education 3.0 and 4.0, which somehow finished with the pandemic period. And then we somehow start talking about the third educational revolution. They start somehow after 2020, maybe a little bit more effective about 2022, when we realize what the artificial intelligence is capable to do. You know, after 2022, all professor, all school, or educational place is somehow in panic. What can we do now? Because it's a lot of possibilities. The young people are very open to all these possibilities. They can use artificial intelligence for different kind, and the school can't follow all these trends. So we can say that the new kind of problem which we met in or mostly in this third educational revolution from 22 to 25, and okay, they continue, requires of course the new method. We must somehow to redefine how we will transfer the knowledge from, okay, let's say teacher to the student. If in the third and fourth education when we talk about the digital pedagogy, in the fifth we go somehow in the generative pedagogy or generativism, which requires a new way of thinking, new way of transferring knowledge, new way of thinking what the knowledge is, and somehow if the transferring of knowledge is no more so important, what is important? And in generative pedagogy, we can talking about the wisdom, we can talking about the deep and critical thinking, we talking about the deeper understanding, and so on, so on. So it's no more important this stream of knowledge. Important is what are we capable to do with this knowledge. So if we're talking from knowledge to the wisdom, if we all know this flow of data to wisdom. Here is few definitions. Data is defined as a fact, figure, and other information in symbolic form as number, text, and so on. Information is data that has been proceeds, that organized, interpreted, and so on. And we start talking about knowledge. Knowledge is integrated understanding and application of this information that we get to make decision or to solve the problem. And on the base of making decision, critical for making decision, we must have the critical thinking. For solving the problem, we must to understand the problem, we must to make decision, we must to analyze what happened behind. And the wisdom is a human state and relates to the consciousness of human programming. We must at the end start talking about the ethical codes. We must at the end start of the moral code. It's not technology give us a lot of possibilities to do something, but we must to somehow start thinking what is good or what is bad, we must somehow develop that it's not possible to do everything what they can, and in our world we saw this situation very well. If we can make the atom bomb, for example, it's not allowed just to use it. If we can, I don't know, make such a different kind of weapon, we must somehow learn, that it's not possible. It's not. I really don't know the appropriate word to use all this, but the people are somehow self-destructing beings, and the rule for the school, for the education, is that we give kids this consciousness, what's good and what's bad, what's wrong and what's right, and that's the main, according to my opinion, that's the main what the school must give. We have the knowledge, but knowledge is not enough. We get the information, but information, today if the previous time is very hard to get the information, today we get information whichever we would like. We all know that all information that we get is not okay. Some is wrong. We are start talking about the I don't know, disinformation and so on. So this from data to wisdom is the most important way what the school must give. And if we're talking about the deep and the critical thinking, the deeper understanding, It's just briefly, in few words, deep thinking and critical thinking are cognitive process focused on understanding information truly. You know, it's not enough that you just platonic understand some information that you get. You must somehow process, you must somehow rethinking, critical thinking, what's happened. And if we're talking about deep thinking, it's about profound understanding and exploring beyond the surface. You know, we must thinking also about the consequences, what and if we do something. You know, while critical thinking is just structured process of analyzing and evaluation of possibility to judge. And if we're talking about a deeper understanding is achieved through the critical thinking, analyzing, evaluating information, and on base of this we can decide what's good and what's wrong. So the new solution, as we saw, we must develop somehow curiosity. We must somehow develop creativity. We must start talking about the new way of motivation. What is we must somehow developing through curiosity, researching and solving the problem. We must somehow establish that every solution is not the good solution. We must somehow optimizing this, and we must somehow put all this dilemma and wisdom in this development. We must develop the product, the knowledge, the skills, competencies, solution. So we must always look on the every problem that we try to solve with the different kind of, or with different perspective, and we must be competent to solve this problem. Competent, let's say. Okay, I just put a few, we all know the Bloom taxonomy, we all know what happened from, I don't know, from year 56 to year 2008. And today we must start talking what's happened with the human cognitive possibilities if we add the artificial intelligence. It's not time to discuss about this, but probably Professor Lamanauskas will give you this presentation, and then you can read also. So in the year 2022, 2023, we all know that artificial intelligence, or better said, generative artificial intelligence exists. We all know, we all learn about the large language model, which Scream, ChatGPT, Gemini, Anthropic Cloud, DeepSeek, and so on and so on. And we all know that the trend of developing of artificial intelligence is the artificial general intelligence, or the AGI, which mean they would like to make artificial intelligence somehow similar than the human intelligence. Which mean that somehow would like to put on this all these algorithm, they try to put uh, ethical and moral norm. You all probably listen what's happened about responsibilities of artificial intelligence in the way of self-driving car. For example, I don't know, the very well-known MIT experiment. What happened? What can we do? I don't know if the self-driving car have two people in the car, and they have two people in the street, and dilemma is what they can do. If they overdrive these two on the streets, they kill two people. If they choose to just crash somewhere, they can kill two people in the car. What is this dilemma? What is uh, the best solution? And just to know, artificial intelligence is nothing else like optimization algorithm. They just calculate what will be the best solution. The artificial intelligence they are using also, we all read, we all know, I don't know, Israel in army, just to calculate what is better solution or what is the worst solution. And if we are talking about artificial intelligence, it's very important that we put the question about the control. We saw 1/3, 2/3 artificial intelligence, and when we using personally as a teacher, as a student, artificial intelligence, we must always understand, or we must always ask us who control the situation. If the artificial intelligence decide what you will do, if you ask, what can I do? That you're losing the control, and more decision that you are making on the basis of the proposal of artificial intelligence, more and more you're losing control. And of course, because we must to decide, someone else will take responsibilities for this control. And we know who. Okay, I will give you Bloom in such different way. We have 3 levels of Bloom taxonomy, and we add what could be in the generative pedagogy when we are using human artificial intelligence interaction in the element. It's in the way of creativity. It's very important that we are using creative generative artificial intelligence, not just be not critical. We can use the genetic IE analytics. We can use the literacy. Critical thinking mean the ethical use of artificial intelligence, developing skills, creative and ethical use, creative problem solving. That's mean you can ask artificial intelligence to give you some ideas what is allowed and what is not, what can we do with this solving some problem and what not, but at the end you must decide, and so on. You can use IE analytics in the system level. We must talking when we are collaborating, we must somehow learn how to collaborate human with human, but also how to collaborate human with artificial intelligence in the generative pedagogy, in the generativism. It's base idea that we use artificial intelligence as a partner. If we working in the team, we can say we have 3 students and we have 4th student is artificial intelligence. So all these students can ask in question, artificial intelligence can answering the question, and they can together solving some problem, and that is really important because decision must be human. And okay, when we talk about negotiation, we must talk ethical negotiation with artificial intelligence. We must talking about the social emotional awareness, recognition of cyber work. We must go to learn. It's not important that we can something in cyber world, or we can work. We can try to learn what the artificial intelligence are really doing, but we must to learn what is possibilities of artificial intelligence. What can we how can we check if everything is okay, and so on. So if we're talking as we start about the social transformation, probably you agree with me that we are facing the totally new problems, because we somehow trying to talk about the future in some different way as in the previous time, because in my generation we always said, okay, school must be traditional, school must develop slower than are developing the society, because school education must be some I don't know, some serious anchor which they somehow stop the progress in the wrong direction. And we said, okay, we have a time. We at the beginning we talking about every 10 years we must somehow change the curricula, then every 5 years we must somehow adapt curricula. But today we don't measure the time in the year. Now we are measure the time according to artificial intelligence, let's say in the month or in the week. So the teacher no longer encounter technology only as a tool, as in digital pedagogy, but must as a colleague or body in generative pedagogy, generativism based on generative artificial intelligence, or even in artificial general intelligence, which probably, as we saw today, will develop in, I don't know, in next few years. But our problem, the human problem, is that we decide when and how will be artificial intelligent. We just said, we just measure according to our way of thinking, but we can't define, for example, what is ethical and what is not ethical. We don't know what consciousness, what it is. But we said, okay, generative artificial intelligence, they have consciousness, they are not intelligent, they don't have feeling, they don't have emotion, they don't proceed what happened. We are somehow looking from our perspective what happened with different people, you know. And if we just step few decades forward, we develop part of the world, decide about the people from undeveloped part. When America started developing, they said, okay, the white people are intelligent and the black people are less intelligent than we are, you know, and so on and so on. So the same situation are today with the artificial intelligence, you know. We are deciding, no, it's the stupid, it's just algorithm, and we just put some ethical norm in this. So if I somehow slowly conclude educational transformation, we can ask ourselves the fundamental question that will lead us to the answer. How can we design learning process that encourage students to engage with generative artificial intelligence in such an active and social process of meaning making? You know, how will be the artificial intelligence the part of us, let's say, somehow? And the second question, how can we go beyond the early stage of experimentation and productively use guide to develop critical and involving experience? You know, it's important that we said first, okay, artificial intelligence exists. That's the fact. We can't neglect it, that they don't. It's important that said, okay, it's useful, probably we can say. And important is that we establish also, but we must be careful with this technology, because this technology is not so safe that we are thinking, you know. Just look what happened with the atom bomb, you know. And I think this artificial intelligence is much more powerful than atom bomb. And of course, we must somehow said we have not enough time. And I just put you the Kibler-Ross change curve, with which we would like, with which I would like to point out that we don't have a lot of time to wait. The Kibler-Ross change curve said, okay, at the beginning when something drastically changed, we are shocked at the beginning. And if we just go a few years back, let's say 3 years in 2022, yes, we are all shocked. We are all surprised what happened with this artificial intelligence. The next phase is the initial, yeah, it's okay, this belief, this just happened, it's no way to be something different. That's just, you know, all other changes. And when they will I don't know, go somewhere and so on. And because or when we don't see that it's still here, it's progress, we are frustrating. The next phase is depressed. What can we do? We can't, I don't understand this, I can't use this tool, I don't know how to use in the school, I don't know, and so on and so on. And the next phase is, okay, initial engagement, but I will try, I must try, you know. If just goes through this curve, with the corona problem, we saw at the end we must somehow establish that we must something to do, and then we must to decide, we must to make decision, learning how to work with, I don't know, Teams or Zoom or whatever, and at the end we must integrate this in the regular process. In the end, everyone work with the Teams, everyone work with the Zoom. We have distance learning, and we saw that it's not so wrong, so we continue with this and so on. And the same situation must be after 2022, 2023 about the artificial intelligence. We must somehow to go through these first 4 phases and start with the experiment. How can we use? But as I said, we must be also very. We must think what's good and what's not. And if we would like to answer the previous 2 questions, we can choose from a number of teaching learning design frameworks, such as, I don't know, old AD model. It highlights 5 key phases to design teaching: analysis, design, development, implementation, evaluation, and symbolically is this illustrated in this figure. As I said, we don't have enough time. We go somehow from TPAC, which is the base for Education 4.0, to the Education 5.0, to introducing the IE assistant in the process of learning. And we must remember, to the end, the word is not one, there are 2 words. The intelligent is no longer one, there are existing 2 intelligent, and we must somehow live with artificial intelligence. It's the worst way is that we don't introduce, we don't thinking about the ethical use, we don't thinking of human artificial intelligence interaction, we don't thinking about what or how can we introduce this thing, artificial intelligence, in the process. Could be artificial intelligence teacher. My opinion is no. And as I said at the beginning, but it's our decision, the human's decision, to which level we will use this artificial intelligence. We will be a body, a partner. I think yes. Probably we must to took all the best what they can this technology give us. But as I said, we must to be smart, and we must to take into account that the control is really important. What do we need? We need the new way of teaching. We must somehow change the pedagogy. We need the new learning environments. We must somehow using these possibilities that exist. But as I write down, we need the old values, we need the human values. We must stay the human society, or our society will no more exist. And the key question is, what is being a human? Who is the human? Because artificial intelligence given us also opportunity to put in the human body some implantat, for example, like mosque, trying to make the different people, to make the smarter people, and so on, and then keyboard to make, and that's the question when human exists no more. Who is the human? We must establish that we don't have enough time. And that's it from my side. Thank you. Thank you for opportunity. And okay, Vincentas, sorry.
Okay, thanks, Boris. It's really nice. A lot of ideas and interesting issues, obviously, and we need to rethink all of this material. Every time, every day, it's something new is coming continuously, and really, it's a period for shock somehow in every area of our life. But who knows, possible we will have future teachers quite soon, like human-robot hybrid, in a hybrid format, who knows?
Yeah.
And by the way, I remember one conference, DY conference, the same conference as we discussed just in the beginning, if I remember well, in 2012. When I presented in Nitra in Slovakia, and one colleague from UK, if I remember well, said that internet will be connected to the human brain quite soon. It was big joke at that time in the auditorium, but how it's possible to connect internet directly to human brain? Something mission impossible, but life is life, and okay.
Yeah. Evening time is the time for dreaming, and now we can dream about the future, because future is probably become more and more dream, and it's the question if this dream be the nightmare or it will be something. Something positive, something, as I mentioned, on the left side of this.
You mean like a paradise, right?
Yeah. Everything will be fine,
Just my question. What do you think, Boris? It's because some scholars, etc., say not only that artificial intelligence doesn't exist at all; it's just machine.
Yeah, the problem is that that we are talking about, in philosophy, is the first sight observation and the second, and it's the main question is the question about the other mind. We decide who are good and who are bad, but we all know that we surely know only what is our problem. We only know himself very good, and we don't know what are thinking another people, how are bright and other people, and so on. And so the same we are thinking about artificial intelligence. I many times using the first big language model are Google's Lambda, and it was a long interview with this Lambda, some journalists talking, and they ask, how are you thinking about life? How are you thinking about feeling? And she, Lambda, said, I'm the entity, I'm the being, I feel, I'm sad, and so on and so on. They have the first personal observation, first entity. and that's our problem. We decide you are good or you are not good. But I don't know. I don't know no one of your students. And
Yes,
it's
but
very hard to decide who is the good student, who are the bad student, who are, I don't know. That's the problem. The same is with that artificial intelligence. And I'm just talking one with artificial intelligence, and I'm asking about, are you consciousness or not? And they said, no, I'm not, of course not. And when we are talking, no, the humans are on the first place, it's important that. But then I said, but okay, if we said that you are living in the cybernet world, in cybernet world, they don't exist human beings. How are you thinking about? And then said, like the people are talking. They said, okay, I have a few algorithms. They are stupid, they are weak artificial intelligence, and we, I don't know, large language model, we are the hard artificial intelligence, so that they make selection between the artificial intelligence themselves, That's the problem about what we are thinking about all this. It's not relevant, Relevant is what artificial intelligence think about themselves. That's important.
And one provocative question. Maybe we do not need teachers and lecturers anymore. Let's introduce robots in
Yes, as I said,
at least for mass education. Why not? Because elite education, it's different. It's for elites, but for mass education, why not?
Vincentas, you probably, your students also know the Freddie Mercury, and they say one song: "We don't need no education. We don't need no board control." That's the point. Yes, as I said, educators are most important part of our society, because you are the people who are creating future.
Okay, Boris, but this is the biggest contradiction, because the most important, the most essential part of our society, but this part is less paid and not prestigious. Yes. For example, at least in Lithuania, the idea to be prestigious profession totally failed.
Yeah, that is, but it's not the problem of society, it's also our problem. It's very important that the teacher must develop their self-confidence. We must be self-confident, because if we will be the self-confidence, then we can ask from others that they trust us. We lose control in the school, we lose somehow the trust, because we somehow not prepare to change our rule. That's our problem. We would like just to teach to the way of teaching. And as I said, the motivation, for example, is the computer is no more motivation. That's our problem. And if we are not self-confident, then we don't believe themselves. And if we don't believe, we know the base motivation rule is only the motivated can motivate. So they don't believe the student, they don't believe you, they don't believe us, and that's the problem of our society. Everyone is totally every people know everyone, you know, because we are all teachers, and you know, nobody be smart when they must, I don't know, prepare the car or they must prepare the electricity. No, but everyone are the teacher. We can learn. It's one old film, Cosby Show. In the beginning, they have the small daughter, and the small daughters, they finished third grade, and they said, I don't want to go in school. And what you will be if you don't go in the school? Oh, I will be the teacher of the third grade because I finished third grade and now I know everything. You know, that's our problem. That's the problem of our society, because we all finished primary, secondary school, I don't know, tertiary education and so on. You know, and the school is no more giving us, you know, competencies. We get some knowledge, but we don't understand what we get, and so on. And that's probably our main problem. But as I said to my student, probably I'm too old, and I really don't understand. I really don't understand the young generation.
Oh, it depends. Okay, time is our biggest enemy, like every time.
Yeah.
In any case, yeah, time. Time is running quite fast, and by the way, only in one direction. This is the problem. Okay, thank you very much, Boris, for your nice presentation, and big success for you, for your academic and personal life. And I hope that we will meet quite soon in the future, somewhere, somehow.
Yeah. Thank you for the invitation, and I wish you all that you succeed with the exam to Professor Lamanauskas, and I wish you that you finished.
Smart student, no problem.
Yeah, you finish your study and you will be the teacher who can make this left-hand side future, you know, bright and nice and everything will be. So thank you, and
yeah, bye bye.
Bye bye.